Welcome to Ric Drasin Live. We're back after a 2-week hiatus in which I had recovery time and recuperation and let my body fill out from all the muscle building that I had done and torn it down and built it back up. But we're back today and I have a very exciting guest. I'm very, very happy to have Michael Starr, lead singer from Steel Panther, which is a huge rock group, and he gave me the okay to bring him in and talk to him about the show, and I'm excited about it.
I'm glad you did.
Me too. I'm really excited.
You know what I'm excited about?
What's that?
The free coffee.
It's unbelievable.
It's really good, and it's got an extra additive in it that a lot of people know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That really makes it fun to drink during the day.
It's better than Scub Rats, which is Starbucks backwards.
Yeah, it's it's Folgers. It's a high-end blend of killer coffee.
Yeah,
Love it.
I see what it did to your hair.
I'm pretty jacked. Look at my hair.
Yeah, sure. That's from the coffee.
Yeah, coffee's
Give
good.
me a little bit of history on the Steel Panther, how this originated, how you got into it, and what brought you into the rock business.
Well, I knew from when I was a little kid that I always wanted to play heavy metal. I mean, I remember like watching my brother rehearse in the garage, and I thought to myself, my God, this is amazing, because he was rehearsing in the garage, and there were all these chicks from school watching him.
Of course.
And his band, and I thought, I want to do that. And then I remember him turning me on the Van Halen 1. Brought the disc up.
Yeah.
And back then, that was 78.
Yeah.
We had what they called LPs for all you young kids out there.
Of course.
Right? Put it on a turntable, turn it on, put the needle on. First song, Running with the Devil, came on. I was like, oh my God, this is killer. And then I went and saw Van Halen play live.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, I want to do what that guy's doing.
It was incredible.
And he was in shape. He looked killer. He had long blonde hair.
Yeah.
And all the chicks wanted him.
Yeah.
So what else is there in life?
What did you do prior to that, though? Or were you at a really young age?
Well, no, I was, that was like when I was about 12, 13.
Oh, okay. So
And
you
then-
really
but-
had nothing prior.
Prior to that, I sang in like, school plays and school musicals.
Yeah.
But it wasn't cool.
Yeah.
So when I turned 13, I thought, I don't want to be in the school play.
Yeah.
I want to be playing the talent show in my metal band.
Absolutely.
And that's what I did.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
When you formed the band, it wasn't Steel Panther at the time.
No, we've been Steel Panther since 81.
Okay. Oh, a long time.
I ran into our guitar player,
Yeah.
and this is a little history lesson for all you people out there that may not know who Steel Panther is, or if you do, this is the lesson part of it. I met him at a little place on Hollywood Boulevard called Rock and Roll Ralph's. It's a grocery store where if you're a musician and you go into MIT, which is the Musicians Institute of Technology or whatever.
I know right where you're talking about.
All right, so I met him and I ran into him right where they sell Top Ramen, because we were both buying Top Ramen. And from that point on, it was like meeting your first girl that you want to have sex with. But
Really?
it wasn't sex I wanted. What I wanted was I wanted to rock with him.
Right.
So we formed Steel Panther right there, but it didn't really work out right away. And we kind of went in different bands and kind of rocked around, and it all came back together in about '87. And that's where it started.
Where'd you find the rest of the members at that time?
Well, when I found Satchel, we decided, you know what, we need a drummer. Because we can't just play.
No,
with-
you got to have a drummer.
So we usually would hang out at Crazy Girls, but there's this new club in Northridge that opened up called Wrinkles, and it was a new type of exotic club, and but it was for older women, and we went there and we checked it out, and the guy that was DJing was Styx, our drummer, and we met him there, and hit it off. He played drums. We were like, cool, but his hair was not cool. He had like his hair was like out to here, like an afro, right?
Yeah.
So like we took him to Fantastic Sam's to get his hair cut, and that's where we met the bass player. He was a receptionist for Fantastic
Oh my God,
Sam's.
that's a good story.
Yeah, and the bass player never played a note of bass, Lexi Fox, at all. We taught him how to play bass, but the reason we got him in the band is because he looked so good.
You had the look. You have to have the whole look as a unit.
It's important.
Right.
As you know, in bodybuilding,
Yeah.
you could lift 5 million pounds, but if you don't look good
No,
and
you
your
gotta
muscles
look
aren't
good.
showing, what's the point?
I told somebody that the other day. They said about working for strength. I said, you got to have a certain amount of strength, but when you're selling, for wrestlers, for example, I was doing a reality show, you got to sell flesh on the stage. You're a wrestler, you got to look like a wrestler, you got to have a body. I don't care if you can lift 400 pounds, you lift 100 and look good, better that you look good.
Yeah, you gotta look good, man.
That's what
It
it's
doesn't
all
really
about.
even matter how you sound on stage. It's about how good you look on stage.
Exactly.
Remember that, kids.
I used to tell the guys in the matches, it doesn't matter who wins or loses, it's who you shower with at the end of the day.
That's right, man.
That's the way I look at it. Well, what you have your rock and you're on stage and it's very physical.
Really
extremely physical.
So physical that I've had 3 knee surgeries on one knee, my right knee, from doing a scissor, not a scissor kick, a toe jump from the drum riser.
Right.
You know, and when I saw David Lee Roth do that, I was like, I want to do that.
Yeah.
So I stretched, I trained, I figured out how to do it, and I taught myself how to do it from jumping on a trampoline, which makes it easier.
Sure.
And you land and it's soft. But when I started doing it live, I'm jumping off a 8-foot drum riser.
It's not the same thing.
Landing on hardwood floor or concrete.
Yeah.
And you get from touring and you do the jump and you land and you keep banging that knee. So I would get these little tears in my meniscus, and it's physical.
Yes, it is.
You know, it's not, we don't just stand there and rock. We are running around the stage and moving around, and it takes a toll on your body after a while.
This is a little bit I've talked about some of the guys on a show the other day. When you move around on stage and you're not just standing there and you're moving, you're engaging the audience to be part of what you do.
Absolutely. The most important thing
Yeah.
about being in a heavy metal band like Steel Panther, it's called charisma.
Right, exactly.
You have to be able to look the audience in the eye and get them engaged in the show, you know, and bring them and make them feel like they're a part of the show.
And charisma is something you either have or you don't. You don't develop it. You have to have it within you, and you do.
Well, yes, thank you for that.
Yeah.
And I believe it can be taught to a certain extent.
Yeah.
But some people have it more naturally than others.
Of course.
And but with Steel Panther, our whole front line, the guitar player, bass player, and I, we all have that charisma. We all draw the crowd in, and that's what makes us so special.
Of course. What got you interested in training in the gym? Because that's where you and I met.
Well, I remember clearly, I got on the scale, and I was like, God, I feel thick. And not thick in a cool way where I'm getting ready to shred down on a diet. Mm-hmm. Thick like I've been eating like pizza and, you know, and I went to go put on my spandex. And, you know, spandex gives a lot. It gives up to like 5 inches. This stuff was so tight, I could barely breathe when I put it on. So I hired a trainer from Gold's,
Yeah.
a guy named Dan Fine.
Sure.
And he shredded me up.
Yeah.
And I got addicted to it.
Yeah.
Because I always had like an addiction to endorphins and anything that gets me high.
Right.
You know, so I would run, I would try to work out, but I really had no concept of diet and training at all. I just would like do curls,
Yeah.
beach muscles, you know.
Yeah, of course.
And sit-ups and then go running. But once I gained that weight, I really wanted to get shredded up, and he just taught me how to do it.
Dan knows his stuff.
Yeah, and I trained with him for like 5 years.
Yeah.
And it was great, and he built my workout foundation for me.
Does he train you like a bodybuilder as far as body part separating?
No,
How's he do it?
he trained me for performance. He trained me for endurance on stage.
Okay.
Because being a singer and running around,
Yeah.
it takes a lot out of you, cardiovascular wise.
Yes, it does, of course.
So you have to be in shape there, and I would actually sometimes be on the doing what do you call those where you do. This is how well I remember the training. You do one exercise and then you hop onto the treadmill for 3 minutes.
Oh yeah, sure.
What's that called?
I don't know.
See, it doesn't matter. All that matters is how good you look when you're doing it.
It's a cardio workout. It's like station to station, and you're revolving from here to there, back over here to back over there, and it just keeps it moving all the time.
Right.
It's like a cardio weight workout with a treadmill in between.
Exactly, and that shredded me up really good, and it also gave me the ability to have more endurance on stage.
Of course it would.
And I don't know what's in this coffee. And I thought I knew,
No, we
but
put some secret-
I am like getting buzzed off it.
There's secret stuff in there.
Wow.
How's your diet now?
My diet is pretty cool. I usually do I'll do a protein and a carb in the morning, protein and carb at lunch, and then I'll do just straight protein and greens for dinner and my third meal.
Not any carbs at all.
No, I try to keep the carbs low because for me, you know, everybody's body's different.
Sure.
And everybody reacts differently to food,
Sure.
as you know. And I've noticed for myself, I love bread. I love gluten.
Mm-hmm.
It feels good when it goes in, but it doesn't feel good after. I get a hangover from it,
Seriously?
and my body bloats, and I retain water from it.
I haven't tried the gluten-free thing because I feel the gluten gives me nice glutes.
Haha. Well,
But my daughter did, and she feels better by not having gluten.
Yeah.
And then basically, if you're going to follow a bodybuilding diet, you're going to eliminate carbs. You're going to eliminate bread and flours anyway.
Right.
That's just part of the diet: high
Yeah.
protein, low carb. So the other thing you can throw there is some fats, because fats are burned as energy. But you're in the gym how many days a week?
I try to get in about 5 days a week because the workout that I do is a push and pull workout right now
Right.
that my buddy Rick Fall turned me on to.
Okay.
And I did this on our last tour, and it's basically like a 40-minute workout. gets me in, gets me out really quick, but it also gives me that cardiovascular workout I want, and it also, I'm not spending a lot of time talking in the gym.
Right.
You know, because what happens when I go to a familiar gym where I know everybody, I can start talking, and it's like 5 minutes in between one set. You
We
know?
all do that. I don't like it either. I like to go set for set
Yeah.
with a training partner. If I go training partner, set, your set, my set, your set, my set. And then after you go to the next body part, you can take a break for a few minutes, but you go to the next body part. But I don't like to infiltrate dialogue with my training.
Yeah.
Because you're in there to get it done. 45 minutes tops is good.
Yeah.
Hour
Well,
at the most.
You know, if you're looking to get a body like this,
Yeah.
I mean, this is
It's
pretty average. You know what I mean?
It's prize.
It's a prize average body. No abs, a slight little chub to the waist area, but clothed pretty awesome.
Yeah.
With
You
the
had-
proper lighting, bam!
You have to say it like this. If you want a body like this, 300 pounds of coil steel and sex appeal, brother, you have to train the way I do.
Right.
Okay. I'll do that for you on stage next time. We'll do that.
Thank you.
How do you train when you're on the road? I mean, you're going from place to place to place to place. You're always moving around. Do you get to a gym, or do you train in your hotel room, or what do you do?
Well, usually, first thing I'll do is I'll go in my hotel room and I'll spread out everything. You know, what I'm going to go to sleep in, plug in my iPad, plug in my laptop, plug in my phone,
Right.
turn on my jam box,
Okay.
go to the bathroom.
Okay.
Then I open up the room service, order some food, because the food's the most important. I gotta be properly nutrition before I go pump, right?
Yeah.
And then what I'll do is I'll find the directory and find the gym in the hotel. Then I'll cruise down and just have a look at it to see what I'm dealing with. If it's cool and it's something I can work with, you know, it's pretty simple. You need something to pull down, some free weights, I'm good to go.
You don't need much.
Right, you don't need much. And so if it's not, if that stuff's not there, then I'll just get on my phone and find something around the hotel I'm at and go hit that.
I used to take the cables with the handles when I was on the road, just 'cause I didn't have time, and I hook them under a door for curls or do cables or this and that. And it worked okay.
Yeah.
But the gyms nowadays are pretty well equipped in hotels. They have almost everything for every body part.
Yeah.
And you can improvise.
Yeah, I mean, you have to.
Right.
If you want to work out and you want to stay diligent and stay on your plan, you're going to have to. And I'll tell you one thing that really helps, if you can't get to a gym, having a lot of sex.
Oh, of course.
It really...
Are you talking about alone or with a partner?
No, well, alone works good for just your arm, but if you want to strengthen up your core, you know, get with a girl or a guy, whatever you're into, and you know, work out that core. And you know, when you get older, it's hard to have, you know, long sex sessions.
Yeah.
Which and that's okay. You just have to learn to just. I learned this the hard way.
Yeah.
I thought, oh my God, I'm done. You know, that was not that long. I'm not satisfying this
No,
girl.
it's a cardio.
It's cardio.
Exactly.
But she said to me, she goes, just relax, lay down, have some water.
Yeah.
And we'll start up in a few minutes.
Of course. You got phase 2 and phase 3,
There
phase
you go.
4.
You know.
So what's your future plans with the group? Where are you going to be?
Well, our record just came out April 1st, and we're supporting it. It's called All You Can Eat. You can get it on Amazon. You can get it at Best Buy. And right now we have a Best Buy deluxe package with a video from our show in Australia, which was amazing. And then we just finished up a 9-week tour to roll out the release of the record of Europe, which went great. We played Russia and Poland, which was amazing. And by the way, if you're ever going to Russia, the girls in Russia are amazing. And they really are. And so this May, we're heading out, which is probably in 2 weeks. I don't know when this is airing, but we're going to go out and do a States tour.
Okay.
And then we head over back to Europe to do the festival run.
God, you're busy.
Yeah, and I'm sweating.
Yeah, well. it's
I'm
fine.
getting some cardio from the coffee.
And now if we want to find you, someone want to call in and find you on the internet, where do they find you?
Well, the best way to get a hold of Steel Panther is steelpantherrocks.com
Okay.
or Michael Starr on Twitter with 3 R's. Simple,
Oh, there's
man.
3 R's?
Yeah, 3 R's.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So it's Starr.
Well, the extra R is for rocking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm really, really thrilled that you came down and talked to me.
I'm
People
glad
get
you
to
have
see who
me.
you are, and you're a really good guy, and we see each other in the gym, and I know you look up to me greatly.
Well, when I watch you do your leg extensions, I realize I got a lot of work to do. You know what I mean?
On one knee.
Yeah, he's got one knee that works.
That's it. Well, thank you so much for being on here.
Thanks for having me, man.
Oh, we're going to tell everybody where we can find you, where you can be seen, hear your music, buy your music, and support you 100%.
Yep.
Thank you for watching Ric Drasin Live. Stay tuned next week at 12:30. We'll be here on emPOWERme.tv. Hi, I'm Ric Drasin. For tips on health and nutrition and fitness and bodybuilding and wrestling and all the stuff you want to know, Subscribe to me on emPOWERme.tv. I'm on every Friday at 12:30 p.m. I'm looking forward to meeting you. And stay healthy.